blood pressure is dropping fast. He's going into cardiac arrest.
I don't understand.
Mike's heart is useless. He's going to need a transplant or he's going to die.
I want my kid's name on the donor's list.
This is going to...
To current, potential, and past donors, I give my gratitude and appreciation to you all for your selfless acts of heroism. It is in situations like the one in my visual aid that a person can live another day with the help of an organ donor. John Q is a story illustrated in my visual aid. John Q's 5-year-old son suffered from a large heart that was slowly killing him. John Q fought dearly for his son to be put on the organ donor list and to receive a heart that matched his blood type. In a tough battle and long wait to find a match for his son, John Q's prayers were finally answered. He received a heart from a woman who died in a fatal car accident and was a perfect match. She was an organ donor. Situations like the one illustrated in the movie John Q happen all the time. After researching this subject for my speech, I have come to the conclusion, as the experts, the most effective way to prevent people from dying every day from a failed organ is to encourage humans to become organ donors. Now, I know to some, organ donation sounds like a risky procedure, but I ask you to listen with an open mind as I discuss some of the factors as to why you should become an organ donor. There isn't a day in the world where someone isn't passing away, whether it's from a fatal accident, murder, old age, or even a failed organ. Now, I know some deaths can't be stopped. However, some deaths can be prevented or even helped. According to the Health Guidance for Better Health, one organ and tissue donor can impact the lives of nearly 50 individuals in a positive manner. Each day, an average of 79 people receive an organ transplant. However, an average of 21 people die each day waiting for transplants to take place that can't because of the shortage of donated organs. According to the U.S. Department of Health, in 2014, 29,532 people received an organ transplant. Although 30,000 people received an organ donation in 2014, in the most recent data in the year 2010, 2.5 million deaths occurred in the U.S. from the lack of an organ donated to a person in need. That's 2.5 million families who suffered the loss of a loved one. According to the Web Medical Doctor, 4,000 people are added to the national waiting list for organ donors each day. Organ donors are always in short supply. Now that you've become familiar with the extent of the problem, we can explore its causes. Many factors contribute to reasons why people don't want to become organ donors. Other than for religious reasoning, many people think of an organ donor as a costly honor or even a risky title. However, being an organ donor does not cost you anything, and it won't kill you. Organ donation is a free process. According to the DMV, to register as an organ donor, you must register with your state's organ donor registry. A person selects yes to organ donation when they apply for their driver's license. They are asked to sign a donor card as one is available. Once they become an organ donor, a red heart will appear on your license. Now, also with becoming an organ donor, this does not mean that they will automatically take your organs from your living body. Many people are uninformed that becoming an organ donor does not mean that you have to give up your organs right away. Also, one can limit what organs are to be donated. For example, if I was to become an organ donor and only wanted to donate my heart when I am deceased, they will only take my heart from my body. They will not touch my lungs, my eyeballs, or anything else unless I want them to. In the case of an unfortunate accident or any other occurrence and the person has passed away, a medical assessment will be done to the deceased person to determine what organs can be donated. In other words, only when a person dies, their organs will be needed for another person in need, like I just previously said. Also, it is easier to transplant an organ if the donor and recipient are a good match. According to the Red Cross Blood Organization, there are 4 principal types of blood. A, B, AB, and O. Although there are 7 billion types of people living in the world, for a person in need of an organ to find a person with their same blood type and the organ that they need is a very hard find. Being that I just cleared up the two main factors as to why many people aren't organ donors, what steps can we take to bring about a solution? First, I believe there should be a national policy for everyone to be an organ donor automatically when they are born, but have the option to opt out of it when they get to an older age. In reality, the only reason we need our organs is to keep us alive. Once we die, we won't need them anymore. Some may want to keep their organs to look presentable for their funeral. However, mortuary companies can make artificial body parts, such as eyeballs or any other organs that are visible for someone else to see, to look real. Second, I believe everyone's blood type should be encrypted on their license next to the organ donor heart that comes on a license. Although a person's body would still have to be examined by a medical examiner to see if their organs were good enough to use, having a person's blood type on their license can reduce the process of having to discover what their blood type is. Lastly, today body organ donation is one amongst the very few acts in the world for which a person is remembered after his or her death. Be that unsung hero for eternity. In conclusion, now I know that death can be an emotional subject for most, as it is an emotional subject for myself, but I also know that no one in this room will live forever. I just hope that we all can live long enough to the point we can truly say we enjoyed our lives. So why wouldn't one want to let someone else be able to live their life to the fullest, especially when we are all old and gone? Organ donation can be the single process that can allow someone to stay alive. Be the change for our future and save a life by becoming an organ donor today. My name is Sydney Dobson, and I thank you for listening to this speech.